This next raid is going to be, like I said, from Twitch heavyweight Linum. And this is a guild called Released on the server Pagel, which I believe is a PvE server, right? I want to say it's an NA West PvE server. Correct me if I'm wrong, I could be completely off the mark on that one, but regardless. This is another run that happened about a month ago. This raid also happened, I believe, on May 12th. So this was the previous DMF week, so you can see he's got that juicy DMF week buff. And this is an Alliance guild, so Alliance POV. Tiger, does he have a tiger mount? Is that a tiger mount right there? Oh shit, this motherfucker. Imagine actually having tiger mounts and just ZG mounts in general existing in this game. I wouldn't know what that's like. And yeah, he's a human warlock. I know, I agree, it's a little like, huh? And also a male human, like, ugh. Why a male human in this game? Imagine being a human male in 2020. That's pretty fucking offensive, dude. I don't know about that. I'm already kind of offended and triggered, but we'll try to look past it. Skip this review. No, we're gonna do it. Come on, people ask all the time, like, can I submit POVs that aren't warriors? And I always say yes, I'd be happy to do it, even if I can't provide a lot of insight. So I gotta be true to my word. We're gonna do a warlock POV. All right, settle down. Yes, if you're trying to min-max the warlock class, then you want to go gnome because of the extra int racial. But I'm gonna be honest, if I was gonna play warlock alliance side, I would also play human just because fuck playing gnomes. But at the very least, I would play like a female human warrior or a female human warlock just because their animations are better in my opinion, and just their overall model and the way their gear looks is better in my opinion. But hey, you do you. Alright, so, like I said, I don't believe this is going to be a speedrun. Based on the time of this VOD, from what I can tell, it's going to be, this VOD is a little over an hour long, so because of that, I suspect this BWL might be a little bit rougher compared to the one we just watched, but that's fine. I don't suggest, in fact, I actively discourage you from submitting, like, raids that were just like perfection. Like I don't want you just like your perfect, super cleanly well executed, no mistake speed run that just, that like I have nothing to judge with. It's much more fun to watch raids where things go wrong. Anyway, so what's our what are the kill times going to be here? You're saying parse guild? The kill times look relatively solid, so we'll see what happens here. I'm curious to see why this raid's gonna, I mean, it's funny, like I said, oh man, this raid's gonna take so long, it's gonna take over an hour, like an hour and 3 minutes, such a long BWL, whereas in reality, like, that's actually like a perfectly solid BWL time. I'm just, my idea of what is a average fast BWL run has been kind of warped over the years to the point where it's just like, if you're not doing BWL in under 40 minutes, then you're trash. Not true, not true. Just to me, that's how I'd feel like if I was doing BWL. So anyways, let's take a look at the UI, shall we? We'll start with a very exciting Razor Core. That's your curse of wrecking I don't know if this is something that, do Warlocks even do this in Onslaught? Do they curse of wreck every single mob at the pull of Razor Core? I feel like these mobs just evaporate so fast, it's probably not even worth it, but I have no idea, to be honest. Do I see that Boomkin? Keep an eye out for in the VOD later. Okay. So anyways, let's take a look at the UI. We got the raid frames up here. Seems fine. I'm assuming this is LVUI question mark? I assume that's what I'm looking at. And then got our character frame up here. I don't really love the buffs, like every single one of your buffs showing up right here. If anything, like what I would do is maybe consider showing like the important buffs only. Why is someone dead? Are they? Wait, did someone die on that initial pull? That'd be extremely impressive if somebody died on the initial pull of Razor Core. Oh shit, somebody did. What the fuck? Oh, this is Luna unit frames. All right, sure. I'm just a filthy pleb who uses default, so I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh man, Chili Palmer, you hate to see it. Oh, he just gets immediately burnt by the guardsman here is what happens. I guess maybe he started frost bolting maybe a little bit too early here. Probably frost bolted the wrong mob. Oh, you know what it is? Okay, so this guy aggro's on the hunter right here. You can see the hunter is just going like multi-shot, 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 and then he realizes like, oh shit, I fucked up. Oh, and then he chooses to feign right there. And so this guy just immediately turns around and murks the mage standing right next to him. Yikes, dude. As a hunter, like, come on now. Fucking hunters, am I right? So, rip Chili Palmer. You hate to see it. Not a great start. Yeah, not ideal. Not optimal, that's for sure. So anyways, I think for the showing the buffs here, I think is a little excessive. I mean, it's not the end of the world that you're showing everything here, but just to me, it's just kind of taking up kind of valuable screen real estate right here in the center of your screen. I think running buffs in the traditional spot up here, I think it's default, but I think it's fine. But if you choose to show them here, then like, all right, whatever. You got your character frame here, show your mana bar here. You got your mana tick, I'm assuming like a weak aura add-ons right here. Cool. Have your fine minerals on. Click it off. I realize that like as a warlock, you're probably not getting buff capped, but still, if anything, click off your fine minerals for good luck. Target frame right here, showing debuffs right there. That's fun. That's cool. As a warlock, you don't really care what the percentage of the boss or what your target's at, but I still like to see it anyways. And then your bars down here. There's nothing wrong with this, but I'm just gonna go and say that triggers the shit out of me that you don't have like your bars filled. To me, it's kind of annoying that it's just like you got this random empty spot here, this random empty spot here, and empty spots here. Like, if anything, like if it was me, I'd be trying to consolidate this down maybe into like 3 bars instead of 4, just because like, like these open spots. I get the shit out of here. My OCD being super triggered right now. Good news is you removed mining for engineering. Oh, nice, even better. Dali approves of your tryhardiness. Nice. In art, there's a theory of empty space, or negative space. While that could be true, well, I know that is true, in fact. I would hardly call playing a human male warlock art in this game. I think you're already immediately disqualified from any sort of artistic freedom. Ugh. Especially when you're wearing the homeless-looking Bloodvine. Maybe you're like the homeless starving artist. That could be it. Anyways, and then we got our threat meter right here, damage meter over here. Sure. And then, yeah, okay, let's get to the part that everybody's been harping on already. I've been waiting, saving this for last. I don't really know why your mini map is 10 miles wide here, but like maybe consider reducing the size of your mini map here. It's more like a large map and not a mini map. I don't think there's any reason why your mini map has to take up this massive chunk of your screen up here. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but like it kind of gives me a little bit of tunnel vision right now, just like between your frames and like your giant ass mini map right here. Like it's kind of taking up like 2 very large portions. I kind of feel like this, where it's just like peering through the little. Just, my personal preference would be to maybe shrink this a bit. In CS:GO, you have a big map too. And also, something I'm noticing, damn, you actually do have a lot of buffs here. You have 27 buffs at the moment. As a warlock, damn, that's a lot of buffs. At that point, I would definitely be taking off 5 minerals for sure. At least you know he has mail. True. But otherwise, other than that though, the UI for the most part is fine. I don't love the showing all the buffs right here, and I don't love the massive mini map, but everything else for the most part is fine. Targets right here, sure. And then as far as you or the raid comp you guys are running, looks like you're running 4 melee groups or 4 physical damage groups, and then 4 caster groups. Pretty standard. If you're trying to run the absolute most optimal comp possible, I would like to see 1 more melee group, but you know, it's not something you have control over, so that's fine. So let's say you're running 4 paladins, 6 mages it looks like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 furies, 4 hunters, 5 priests, 3 locks, 4 druids. It's kind of a lot. And one of these is feral at least. All right. The big minimap allowed you to be the best warlock on Peggle. The minimap, huh? That's what's doing it. Hey, who am I to judge? Sunder the dragons, you fucks! Don't think I don't notice it just because I'm watching a lock POV. Tell your warriors to sunder the dragons, please. 1 feral, 2 resto. Oh, 1 boomkin. That's right. Okay, fair enough. Are you in the boomkin group? Oh, you are. Big. What's up, dat boy Marty? Pyro is gear for Firemaw as a DPS warrior, only worth if you have dogshit DPS and healers. Even if you're like pretty decent, you're still probably gonna want to run some fire resistance. Like for example, like in Onslaught, if it's not a speed run, if it's just like a regular farm raid, we kill Firemaw usually in about 45 to 50 seconds. And when that's the case, I wear like, I think it's right now in my warrior 73 FR from gear, so not a ton, but like running a little bit is still a good idea. It depends though on your guild's kill time for Firemaw. Like the slower your Firemaw kills are, the more FR you're gonna want to wear. So if you're killing Firemaw, like let's say in like a minute and a half, for example, then you're probably gonna want to be pretty close to FR cap. Whereas if you're killing Firemaw, like I said, in 45, 50 seconds, then you can get away with almost none. If you're killing Firemaw in like 35 seconds and it's a speed run and you're going like melee heavy and you're just like all popping wreck and murking them down, then you don't have to wear any. But
I missed it.
Especially for like farm runs, just regular raids that aren't like speed runs or anything like that, unless you're trying to go out of your way to set like that sick, juicy fucking Firemaw parse. For the most part, I would choose to play it a little safer and wear at least a little FR. Having Blazing Emblem, of course, helps as well. And I think that applies to all raid members, not just DPS, so healers as well. Okay, what's going on here? Did we destroy the last egg already? We did. What? So I guess just to break the last egg over here? What? But why? Seems odd because like you're gonna break the last egg here and literally nobody's standing on the boss, so like the boss is gonna aggro and just start running loose and directly towards the orb controller. Okay. I mean, it works, I guess, but like I'd rather just see this last egg get broken right here and then just everybody just stands on top of the boss ready for him to go. It's a YOLO. Oh man, that fireball volley. Oh, you hate to see it. You don't break that anymore? That's good to hear. Yeah. There's a reason why every single guild breaks the last one here. It just makes it really easy for the tank to pick it up. Ooh, that's a tryhard, getting that Juju Ember on for Veil. Wow. All right. Got that GFPP up as well. Now, ideally as a Warlock, you can just pop your GFPP like before the run even starts. For that Razor Gore specifically, it would have sucked because that fireball volley that went out in the raid would have chunked down your GFPP a little bit, but for the most part, you're not going to take any fire damage during Razor Gore, so if you pop your GFPP before you even zone in, that means that you're going to have a GFPP active already now for Veil, and you'll have an additional GFPP you can pop during the fight, because you popped it now, which is good, but that means that your potion is going to be on cooldown for the remainder of this Veil right here. So, it means that like if your Veil takes long enough and your GFPP expires, like if like Veil eats through all the GFPP, you're not gonna have a new potion cooldown to pop a new one to prevent spell pushback. So yeah, you were saying that you didn't want to risk it chunking the GFPP. I get that, but at the same time, like, okay, fine. So you absorb some fire damage on Razor Gore. That's not the worst thing in the world, okay? If anything, you prevent fire damage on Razor Gore. Like, nothing says you can't just refresh it like you just did right here anyways, even if it does get eaten. So as a caster, just in general, like whether you're a healer, mage, warlock, whatever, I would always recommend just pre-popping the GFPP before you even zone in, because then you'll have a second GFPP available for Veil, so that way you can just try to minimize the chance of you getting spell pushback as much as possible. And since we're at Veil, let's take a look at gear real quick, shall we? Now, I'm certainly no expert when it comes to Warlock gear. I know, obviously, in many aspects it's similar to Mage gearing, but certainly not in every way. Oh, what am I doing here? There we go. Oh, damn, you're about to get... Oh, shit, spoilers. I don't want to spoil myself too much here, but let's see what we were rocking here. Would I rather have Pally Concentration Aura or Fire Aura for this? Probably Concentration. Well, I mean, if you're popping double GFPP, then I guess at that point it's not really necessary to have Concentration Aura. So, as Alliance, yeah, it's a bit more of a conundrum. As Horde, it doesn't matter. There are no Pallies, there's no Concentration Aura, so you just have a Shaman drop Fire Resistance Totem. I would say if you're trying to min-max Veil, I think you drop Fire. You have Fire Resistance Aura, and then you're also, like I said before, double popping GFPP, so that way why am I seeing some? Oh, right, because I'm looking at not Veil specifically. I would have double GFPPs popped, and so that way you can run Fire Resistance Aura. But if you're not, like, if all of your casters aren't popping double GFPP, then they probably will take some spell pushback, in which case maybe Concentration Aura is the play. It's hard to say for Alliance specifically. So, anyways, Warlock Gearing here. I know, like, running tier 2, 3 pieces of tier 2 is beneficial because you get that spell power bonus. So you're running the helm, the shoulders, and the belt, I assume. Yeah. Oh, that belt is so nice. It's like mana igniting cord, but you can also use it as part of the set bonus. Must be nice. Then we got Joker the Fire Lord, neat, running 3-piece Bloodvine. I would assume and hope you're a 300 Taylor. You're also running Nemesis Bracers. I mean, this means you're running 4-piece Nemesis. Like I said, I'm no expert when it comes to Warlock Gearing. I assume you don't have Nish, otherwise you'd be wearing it. But technically, like, I get maybe you just want the extra stats, but technically wearing just like something of a Shadow Wrath mantle would be better than wearing Nemesis Spalders if you don't need them to complete the 3 set. But, or if anything, I wonder, like, there's the shoulder pads out of. Actually, no, you'd have to use, never mind, you'd have to break 2 pieces of Nemesis, regardless, whatever. And yeah, no Arcane Accuracy feels bad as well, obviously. 1 mish went to the other Warlock, rip. And then Ebony Flame Gloves, Band of Servitude, Dark Dominion, Toap, Nelth's Chair. Ooh, nice, got that one at least, juicy. Hopefully, since this point, maybe you've gotten Cloak of Consumption, fingers crossed. Claw for Magus, using Jindo's Bag of Whammies. I'm not sure on this, but isn't the AV offhand for Warlocks better? Yeah, Giovanni, that's the traditional combo, right? Head, shoulder, belt. He's just running the bracers as well because he doesn't have Arcane Accuracy, or, I mean, yeah, if anything, I guess he could just run like a 21 Shadow Wrath set of bracers instead of these. But I get it. You may be prioritizing the stats, which, like, all right, I don't hate that. Like, that extra 21 stam is nice, no doubt about it. AV versus Jindo's Bag depends on gear level and buffs. Okay, fair. Yeah, I'm not an expert on Warlock itemization, so maybe that's true. Sure. With war buffs, it does tend towards bag. Interesting. All right. Well, the more you know. So, yeah, overall, as a mage pleb, I don't see anything horribly wrong with this gear set right here. Okay. Let's watch Veil. Now, based on that damage meter I saw, are we in for some excitement here? Let's find out. I don't know the pains of doing AV rep as Alliance. I know it's, yeah, I know it's super fucking cancer as Alliance. At least you have instant Qs. It's probably less boring that way, at least. Start. All right, what are we waiting for here? Start it. We're doing a ready check? Get that shit out of here. All right, let's skip ahead, skip ahead, skip ahead, skip ahead. Oh, yeah. Okay. Ooh, you sack the Voidwalker at the start for less pushback. Big brain, I like it. Sunders? Oh, they're there. We're good. Got the Curse of Wreck. Fairy Fire, question mark? I'm going to focus on literally nothing else until I see a Fairy Fire go up. Druids, you have 4. Fairy Fire? Fairy Fire, hello? Fairy Fire, hello? Armor Pen. GFPP out of the bag, I don't love that. You have, we'll get to that in a sec, but like, maybe your UI just isn't showing Fairy Fire, but like, really? You're running 4 Druids and not a single Fairy Fire in Veil? Yikes. Come on, guys. Come on. Come on. There was 1 Fairy Fire cast throughout this entire Veil fight. It's cast right here. God damn it, Druids. Look, I get it. Maybe if all 4 Druids cast Fairy Fire at the start of the fight and they all resisted, then fine. But like, 1 Fairy Fire cast and it was cast 5 seconds before the boss died. Let's see what the druids were doing instead. Oh yeah. Oh, look at that sick fucking healing touch right there. That sick fucking bark skin to start off the fight. The sick starfires too. Those sick regrowths pushing off buffs on your main tank, like buff capping people. Oh, sick as fuck. Okay, if you're a druid, I don't know if there was a specific person to like assigned to fairy fire in here. I assume it was probably the feral tank or the feral guy. Either way though, as a druid, nobody gives a flying fuck about your slow ass heals. No one gives a flying fuck about your hots that are gonna buff cap the tank. No one cares about your sick fucking feral DPS and fail. Please get the fairy fire up first, and then you can use GCDs for literally anything else after that. Come on, guys. You're killing me. You're killing me. I get it. If you get a billion resists to start off the fight, there's only so much you can do, but if you're a druid and you're not using fairy fire, at least if one of the druids isn't using fairy fire as their first GCD, you're doing it wrong. The moon. Okay, let's not bully too much, but okay, fine. Surely they at least like fucking killed it on the meters, right? By not fairy firing, instead just choosing to do something else. Well, Lunativa, he went ham. He's just spamming the shit out of hots, and yeah, got that sick fucking healing bar, so that's good. As you can see, the Boomkin just went ham sauce too, and fuck the fairy fire. Obviously, the fact that he didn't fairy fire is more than made up for by the fact that the Boomkin just did an entire 12k damage during this boss fight, so he clearly out DPS'd all the melee to the point where fairy fire was just a waste of a GCD anyways. One of the she grills on the internet, they don't exist. What are you talking about? Okay, anyways, that's enough shit talking on druids. Get fairy fire up, please. I'll just leave it at that. All right, now let's watch the actual fight, because I was just too busy tunnel visioning on no fairy fire that entire time. Oh, those resists. Feels bad. Assuming we get PI at some point. I think I saw that. Oh, there it is. Cooldowns. Let's go. Yeah, so you're getting pushback at this point on your Shadow Bolts, you can see. So that's where the benefit of having that second GFPP would have helped out. So that way you could have, like, as soon as you see yourself start getting pushback, like, well, I guess you did actually have that second GFPP. I guess I pointed that out during the fight, like you opened it up out of your bags and you repopped it. You guys took long enough to pull Veil to the point where you had your potion up again, so I guess in this case, using GFPP as late as you did was fine, but ideally I'd like to see you guys start Veil faster. There's really no reason to wait as long as you guys did. I know you're not speedrunning or anything, but still. But yeah, like, okay, another thing I was gonna say, like, you have a ton of open spot on your bars, just put GFPP on your bars, like, even if you don't bind it, just like, make it so you don't have to open your bags to be able to click your GFPP out of your bags. Just, I don't know, put it over here or something. In fact, I see a lot of consumables in here that should probably be at least on your bars, even if you don't have a bind for them. Why not? You have plenty of open spots. You might as well. Because yeah, we take some spell pushback here, and frankly, I kind of thought you were going to get Burning Adrenaline here, just because you do end up getting third overall in this fight. Or wait, was I wrong? Oh no, I was looking at the overall thing. No, you didn't get third on this fight. I thought it was going to be underwhelming. You were going to get BA and just immediately die at the start of the run. That would have been underwhelming, but okay. Yeah, I mean, a Warlock on Veil. Limited amount of stuff you can do. TMF is just filled with infernals at the moment. That's fun. I mean, in theory, they shouldn't be that scary, right? But no MQG. I know, yeah. Rip Warlocks. It sucks as a Warlock that they don't get any sort of cooldowns from talents. Like mages, of course, get Arcane Power. Warriors get Death Wish. Rogue get Adrenaline Rush, and Warlocks get nothing. It always struck me as a little bit odd. So, like, literally the only DPS cooldowns they have available to them are their Trinket and, I guess, PI if they're getting PI'd. Kind of sucks. One of the many reasons why I would never want to play Warlock, at least in vanilla. Don't really love your positioning here. I'd rather see you like stand here exactly so you're not getting hit by the Wormkin fire volleys, but had someone die here. That's not great. Warlock's always getting cucked with thread. I mean, are they? I admittedly have a very warped perspective of this game at this point. I'm used to playing in a sort of guild where like the main tanks just go absolute fucking ham sauce to the point where thread is generally only an issue for Fury Warriors and no one else. I get that in other guilds, like Warlocks can actually have thread issues, but man, it's such a weird concept to me because like our Warlocks for 99.9% of fights couldn't pull thread off a boss even if they were trying as hard as they possibly could. Even if they open with fucking Shadow Bolt and like immediate Nightfall proc and they Shadow Burn right off the bat and maybe spam like Searing Pain or something. I still don't think they can pull off our main tanks. But I get that's not the case for other guilds. So like I said, I have a very warped perspective, so don't listen to me. Ooh, juicy Shadow Bolt. One thing I'm wondering. Okay, there we go. I was gonna say if you had lip bound. There it is right there. Just like a warrior, as a warlock, really your only emergency panic oh shit button that you have is a lip. So definitely want to make sure you have that shit bound as a panic button. So thankfully you do. I approve. Why is his map so big? Yeah, we kind of went over this already. He needs to know where he is, okay? He doesn't want to get lost in BWL. Yeah, don't forget the captain, by the way. He's still a thing. Once again, no fairy fire in the sky, I'm just saying. Hey, what's up, Conan SF? Coming in hot. Well, that's here once now for 6 months. Sup. Ooh, we get that Death Wish icon too. Neat. Your sub will go directly to the Hot Pockets and Doritos Fund. Appreciate it, dude. Needs to snipe the RTVs before nap. The mythical RTVs in the tech room. Got to get those Elementium veins, right? That's where Elementium comes from, right? You just mine it in the tech pack rooms. Yeah, of course. Bagel, you have mega maps. It's not really a mini map. It's a large map. Less than mini map. Damn, like overall, I like mage gameplay. I prefer playing mage over warlock any days, but there's no denying that like those shadow bolts do hit for pretty damn juicy numbers. Getting just like a standard shadow bolt hitting for 15 or 1.5k. I see the appeal. The partial resist and the just overall high resist rate in general doesn't look so fun, but man, when you do land that juicy Shadow Bolt crit, it is satisfying, no doubt about it. On DMF week during cooldowns, you're going to crit for over 6k. Love to see it. Of course, half of your Shadow Bolts will just get partially resisted or fully resisted, but let's ignore that. That's not relevant. Imagine not having hit built into your specs, I know. Imagine running 13% hit on your gear and still not being hit capped. Disgusting. Fire mages have partials? Well, yeah, they do, but at least we have Ignite to make up for it. Did he open bags to drink his water? I wasn't looking, but I see water at least on those bars here. He doesn't have it bound. Ideally, I'd like to see water bound, but yeah, at least click that at the very least. When they do hit, it'll be great. Oh yeah, of course. I mean, that's the appeal of warlocks, right? Shit ton of your stuff misses and resists or gets partially resisted, but man, when the stars align and you do get that juicy Shadow Bolt crit, oh, they are satisfying. No doubt. No water, just tap. I don't need to drink. I'll just life tap. I'll just use my healer's mana. Easy. Yeah, for sure. His Curse of Wreck uptime has been awesome so far. Every single GCD has been first GCD on each fight's been Curse of Wreck. Druids take notes.
Oh shit.
Imagine playing a class that doesn't use rage. Well, I mean, I play a mage, so I can, but I agree in that once you play the warrior, who just like the more damage you do, the more of your resource you generate. Man, it's hard to go back to a mana class. I could never just main only a mage at this point. I could never just be like only play a mana user, because man, that rage life is so addicting for sure. You refreshed Mage Blood? Did you not have it up before? Okay. What do you need Mage Blood for? Just tap. just tap more. Let the healers heal you. Oh man, look at that Curse of Wreck uptime right there. Good shit. You love to see it. What was the druid clip? Hold on. Oh, is this just me flipping out on the druids for not fairy firing? As a druid, nobody gives a flying fuck about your slow ass heals. No one gives a flying fuck about your hots that are gonna buff cap the tank. No one cares about your sick fucking feral DPS. As a druid, nobody gives a flying fuck. But it's true.
Oh shit.
We're getting Sunders? Sunders? Oh, please. This dragon's gonna die with 3 Sunders. Feels fucking bad, man. Why not your warriors to start sundering the dragons? You're getting your Curse of Wreck up super fast. I admittedly wasn't looking for Fairy Fire there, but it's also on the warriors to make sure to sunder as well. There's no Fairy Fire either. I've already beat that horse completely to death, but like, whoever was assigned to doing Fairy Fire for this raid is doing a completely awful job. So I don't know if this is still a problem. I realized this raid was a month ago, but just, I don't care if you're doing trash. I don't care if you're doing bosses. I don't care what you're doing. You gotta get that Fairy Fire up instantly. Just like, you know, just like you're getting Curse of Wreck up instantly, Fairy Fire should be the exact same way. And Sunders need to be faster as well. Just overall, the armor pen on these Hatchers is just extremely underwhelming. Full Sunders aren't going up. No Fairy Fires are going up. I'm desperately trying to drink here. Just tap, forehead. That's Warlock. That'd be so nice. Just like, oh, I'm out of mana. Just tap. Drinking? What is drinking? Fuck the healers. You never drink in raids. Like a true Warlock. Like, we're getting the Moonfire up. Like, that makes me so sad. Like, there's a fucking Moonfire on the Hatcher, but no Fairy Fire. And Sunders. Yeah, armor debuffs need some work. That one got 5 at least. That's better. There are talks of giving Rejuve gems to warriors for Diamond Flask sets. Well, I mean, if all of your healers already have Rejuve gem, then I guess it's fine, but like, I would certainly never want to give a warrior Rejuve gem over an actual healer who needs it. Ugh. Let's not do that, please. All right, we're summoning someone. I guess maybe that died in the suppression room. I didn't see anybody die, but I guess I'll admit I wasn't really paying too close of attention to your raid frames. Check overall Fairy Fires cast for the entire run. Yeah, I am actually curious about that. So I assume this means that like only the Feral Druid was assigned to doing Fairy Fire. Like the rest of the Druids, I guess, just weren't bothering because they were just assuming the Feral was going to do it. I mean, there's 99, so I guess this is done later, but like... During boss fights specifically? 23? Why are there so many Fairy Fires cast later on? No, there's no cooldown on it. You can cast it as many times as you want. Does it? I could have sworn it. Well, okay, either way, like, I don't really understand, like, why are we seeing Fairy Fires so frequently on bosses? Later on. Okay, oh, the Feral version does. Gotcha. Well, either way, Fairy Fires were going up on bosses, like at least later on. It was really, really slow and veiled. It looks like the rest of the bosses I mean, still looks like they're going up a little bit slowly. Like the first one in Chromag was cast at 1 minute 6 seconds in, and then like why are we reapplying another one at 1 minute 18 seconds? Maybe it's being pushed off. I'd hope not. I mean, I did see a shit ton of. Oh, no, that was just on trash. Never mind. If it's being pushed off, obviously that's indicative of a bigger problem with just debuffs. But we'll watch later on for boss fights with Fairy Fire. We've only seen Veil and Razorgore so far. But yeah, Fairy Fire is a pretty high priority debuff to the point where it shouldn't be one being pushed off. If anything, like something like Winter's Chill will get pushed off. Okay, yeah, everyone, all right, stack in the corner. We're gonna do Broodlord. Everybody make sure you're ready. Get the full mana. Let's do the pull timer. How can I tell what buffs are missing with his setup? I mean, you can see his debuffs above his target frame. As far as I can tell, he shows all of them. Okay, there we go. Yeah, Fairy Fire's up instantly on that fight. That's good. Sunders, though, are still a problem. Like, it took... Broodlord was 95% before he got sundered to 5. Like, if you're a warrior right here and you're positioning Broodlord, like, it's... You don't want to, like, start immediately going ham on Broodlord until he's in position, but... You can still sunder here. Like, you're not so worried about threat that you can't just, like, at least toss up a sunder. You're taking Broodlord right here, which is the kind of the traditional spot. Oh, there's Juicy Shadow Bolt crits, damn. I don't love tanking Broodlord here just because, like, it takes a while to position him into the spot. And, like, it takes the range to have to run all the way from, like, over here all the way to here before they start DPSing. So it's just, like, it's a lot of wind-up time where you're just not doing anything until everyone's in position. Ideally, I'd like to see Broodlord tanked, like in, like, the raid we just watched where he's tanked right here, because then just, like, the ranged and healers, they just run around this corner, they just stand right here and immediately start pumping. The melee just follows in the tank and just, like, starts going ham here. I mean, this spot works. It's just, it takes a longer time to kill Broodlord just because you have to position for so long. Ooh. Oh, Deeps. You'll love to see it. Damn, I wish my frost bolts would hit for a standard 3k. That's juicy. Bracers of Arcane Accuracy, there they are. Do you get them? Huh? What's up, Zodzor lol? Would I say Curse of Wreck is as high demand as Fairy Fire for a non-speed rendering trash as well as bosses? Yeah, for sure. Curse of Wreck is, like Whips just said, even more armor pen than Fairy Fire. Unless you're truly concerned, like, of the boss, like, unless you're so concerned about the boss, like, just hitting your tank too hard to the point where, like, you don't want to give the boss that extra AP, you want to make sure that Curse of Wreck goes up as soon as possible, for the most part. Like, if you want to delay your Curse of Wreck maybe by 2 or 3 seconds if you're concerned about your tank getting murked on pull, then, like, I guess you could do that if you're really that worried about it, but there's really no boss in this game, at least raid boss, where you can't Curse of Wreck him right now. There's no boss in this game that hits so hard that you can't justify Curse of Wreck. Use a very similar strat to the last one we just watched, where you guys are separating the techs and the warlocks and just doing them separately. I've stated a million times before that I don't really love doing tech packs this way, but if it works, if it's not a speed run, if it works, whatever. Ugh, I'm gonna use Rain of Fire and Blizzard. Honestly, you know there's something wrong. Like, any strategy that requires mages and warlocks to ever use Blizzard and Rain of Fire, to me at least, there's something wrong with it. Ideally, as a mage, you never cast your Blizzard spell once in a raid ever, because it's just a garbage spell that does garbage AoE damage. Obviously, you have to do it here because you're trying to kill the techs from range, but, like, if you're a mage, be a man, sack up, just run in there and use arcane explosions. Priest. Oh, you're trying to drink? No, sorry, that'll be a dynamite in the face. Yeah, I said current content. You can use Curse of Wreck on everything. I agree, Trashel, that, like, on Nax, maybe it's not the greatest idea to put Curse of Wreck on Patchwork, for example. Maybe it's not the greatest idea to put Curse of Wreck on Saffron, but in BWL and MC, like, it's fine. Not for some guilds, you might not want a Curse of Wreck like Uru and Twin Imps. But certainly for current content. Yeah, no dynamite. Feels bad. Hey, at least you've rectified it now, right? You do have dynamite now because now you're an engineer. Better late than never, right? You always use Rain of Fire even when more of the mages are AE. No way. Well, yeah, as a warlock, I wouldn't necessarily recommend using Hellfire. As a warlock, like if you're using Rain of Fire, then fine. But it's more like, I guess I'm more harping on mages using Blizzard. Twin Imps, you can't even Curse of Wreck? Sure you can, on the spell guy. Well, actually, no, that doesn't make sense because no melee are hitting him. All right, you're right, but okay, for Uru then. You're sure some guilds don't Curse of Wreck Brood Lord? Yeah, I mean, if there's going to be a BWL boss that you don't put Curse of Wreck on, I guess it is Brood Lord, but as long as your healers are on the ball, you can still Curse of Wreck Brood Lord. You do, but you don't have Warriors Dynamite tech packs. Yeah, I get that. Like, and I'm assuming in this guild, like, engineering is not mandatory. So, like, if that's the case, then if the majority of your raid doesn't have Dynamite, then you can't just do the clump the tech packs and just blast them all down strat. I get that. That's just, I still just, as a mage here, I just see blizzards and I'm so sad. Just like, run in there. Hey, it's fine. Like, yeah, you're going to take a little bit of damage, but like, as long as you play it safe and play it carefully, you're not going to die. Use your Cone of Colds, Arcane Explosions, Flame Strikes, even hell. Like Blizzard? Ugh. Makes me sad. All right, we're rocking that juicy Firemaw set. Ooh, shit. Let's maybe peep your Firemaw gear. Judge your Firemaw set. Don't mind if I do. Okay, so before we start Firemaw, let's take a look and see what he's rocking here. So you're going with Sky Shroud? Oh, you put 20 FR on your Sky Shroud? Interesting. Do you not have tier 2 legs? Because if you do, I'd just put, I mean, maybe you like using tier 2 legs for other shit, so you don't want to put 20 FR on this, which I guess is fine, but okay, fine. Tier 1 helm with 20 FR, that's definitely the play. Cool. No flare core with 20 FR. Yeah, fuck that, whatever. He's got the 5 FR in his tier 2. That's good enough. I'd hope at this point he's at least CG exalted, but whatever. He's running the bracers off of the guy in Incendius in BRD, that's right. Okay, he's got that. Oni ring, cool. Oni cloak with, I'd put 7 FR on your Oni cloak instead of 5 all res. Like, I guess the trade-off, you lose 2 FR for the sake of having, I guess, 5 more shadow resistance for, I guess, taking shadow flames, but I realize we're splitting hairs. We're talking about 2 extra FR, but me personally, I prefer 7 FR on your Oni cloak. And then Torch Boston as well. Okay, let's do. So, like, how much total FR is this? This is 30, 35, 45, 65, 75, 89, 99, 120, 131, or sorry, 130. Okay. I'm okay. Like, how fast is this Firemaw going to be? Minute? Yeah, that seems about right to me. This is about the amount of FR I run on my mage right now for a somewhat similar kill time. So, okay, see what happens. You'll have a second pair of tier 2. Yeah, I get that. Like, I get that you probably want to use Nemesis legs for, like, PvP or something, so that's why you don't want to just enchant that shit with 20 FR. I'm the same sort of way. Like, ideally, yeah, my tier 2 legs would also have 20 FR, but they don't, so I just use my tier 2 legs for Firemaw just without the 20 FR enchant. Honestly, I'd maybe consider doing that as well if I were you, assuming you have tier 2 legs, which I would assume at this point you do. Like, you're losing 10 FR by doing that, but doing it this way is fine too. It's not a big deal. All right, come on, Firemaw. Yeah. Here we are. Okay. You can get Flare Core, but I'm gonna be honest. Like, I'm a massive fucking tryhard in this game, and not even I have bothered with getting Flare Core crafted. I don't think it's really necessary to get Flare Core crafted, to be honest. unless you're in a guild that like kills Fireball in 2 minutes to the point where you're trying to maximize your FR. Flare Core is kind of a massive waste of gold for FR gear that is good, but not so much better than your other options that it becomes like a significant advantage to wear. So, I'm not going to judge anybody for not running Flare Core. How much FR were you actually running in this gear set when you have like the rest of your shit? I don't think you don't have a Pally in your group, so you don't get the aura, but you're running 248 in total. Did you have Juju Ember up? Not sure, but still, yeah, 248. That's more than enough right there. Okay. Anyways, do you have Blazing Emblem out of curiosity? I guess you didn't, based on what I saw. That's the only thing I would say about like your fire resistance set is maybe run Blazing Emblem just to be able to maximize your resisting of stacks at the start of the fight, but let's see how you do. Maybe you'll be fine without it anyways. September Ball, the rest. Yeah, we already harped on that one. Your Shadow Priest wears them 24/7 because they're bis. Wears what? Sky Shroud? Yeah, I guess for Shadow Priest they're still decent. I mean, Bloodvine's better at this point though. Where are your deep? Oh, okay, here they are, right here. So you're at 3 stacks. Ooh, already taken pushback though. Did you have a GFPP pre-pop for this fight? You did not. So, like, your potion was just about to come off cooldown as Fireman was starting. Gotta make sure you get that GFPP up. Because, like, really, if you're running this much FR and you're starting off with the Void Sacks, that's good. And okay, there you. I guess you got it up. Never mind. You did have FR GFPP. There it is. Just kidding. Just kidding. Ideally, I'd like to see another one once your first one runs out. Because taking pushback is rather annoying. But looks like you might not even expire here, so I guess it's fine. Oh, don't click it out of your bags, please. I know we've been over this, but just put that shit on your bars. You might as well. But you refresh it mid-fight, cool. Making sure you're not going to take any pushback. Up to 6 stacks. Not scary. You're fine. Firemal's almost dead. Cool. Looks good to me. Look at the protection bar. Oh, yeah, that's right. I know he runs that. I should really get that out on. That shows like how much left you have in your absorption. That is a nice looking add-on that I just have been too lazy to get. I got 1 stack the whole time. XD. And your hunter literally doesn't matter because you don't take. Actually, does aim shot get pushback? I guess maybe it does, huh? All right, maybe it does matter. XD. Alrighty. Oh, I've never really seen like a Warlock POV when there's like shadow vulnerabilities on this guy. Man, with how hard these shadow bolts are hitting so far during this DMF week, oh, I want to see a shadow vuln, please. It's gonna be juicy. Oh, it's fine, Vax. I got my ZG buff this morning, so no need to feel bad. We're already good to go. Okay, so we got fire. Not really sure what that second one is, but get some juicy immolates and Searing Pains, I guess. Hopefully you're not going to be that locked that pulls aggro with Searing Pains spam. Okay, immolate spam. I can get behind that. This guy's fire too. Now you can probably go ham with Searing Pains. Right. Yeah. Aren't raid reviews for people who need help. This guy's ranked 125 in the world for Warlocks. Well, unless he's number 1, he probably has something to improve on, right? I mean, in fairness, I can't really provide much insight anyways into his Warlock gameplay besides, you know, open with Curse of Wreck, get lucky with your Shadow Bullet crits just because I'm no Warlock expert. But, I don't know. There still has been stuff, like minor things to judge. I'm sure I could watch a VOD of the top whatever person in the world right now and still find things that I could nitpick. I don't don't think anybody in this game has played this game perfectly ever. I'm sure even the top player in the fucking world in his respective DPS class still has something to improve on. He hasn't really been using demonic runes, but like, if he's not having serious mana issues, there's not really a reason to do so as a warlock. Like Vax, you gotta keep in mind that skill doesn't really have a lot of engineering, so therefore they don't really have like the dynamite spam that they can use to just blast down techs. So yeah, they're just using the standard like have the mages, or it looks like a warrior, kite the techs, and then like everybody else kills the warlocks. I don't love doing it like this, but once again, if your entire raid or most of the raid doesn't have engineering, you kind of have to do it this way to an extent.
Oh, well, can't do it.
I should review my warrior during DMF week. I probably will. Notice that I'm doing a raid review today instead of my normal Tuesday. What could we possibly be doing for the stream tomorrow during the morning? We'll see. We'll see. I should review Synthex. That one I wouldn't get your hopes up for. Not sure if Synthex will be in the spotlight anytime soon for a raid review. My first comment on Synthex's raid would be, okay, step 1, get off your shitty pre-raid warrior and instead play your rank 12 warrior instead. Raid review over. GG, GL next time. Waiting for a juicy Shadow Bolt. I want to see it. I want to see it so bad. Give me those 14k Shadow Bolts, please. What a Shadow Bolt right now crit for? He had a Shadow Bolt earlier that like hit for 3k just normal, right? So that means in theory he could hit Chromag for something like 18k. Please, I want to see it. Yeah, you should only 14k. All right, fuck off. I'm a warlock. My Shadow Bolts can crit for every 15k. I'm special. Whatever. Let's see you boost in Mara for over 200 gold an hour. Not that I do that, but I could. Played safer on Worm Cracks. I mean, that's fine. I'm not going to judge you for that. Like, generally speaking, as a caster, it's better to play it safer than it is to play it more risky on Wormguard packs, because the last thing you want to fucking do as a warlock is full aggro on the Wormguards, drag it into the raid, and war stop the entire healer corp. Let's not do that, please. So, if you're choosing as a caster in general to hold your dick on the Wormguard packs, you're probably doing it right. I know it's tempting, like, as soon as you see that Shadow Bolt, oh, like, and speaking of which, there's a Shadow Bolt, cooldowns, let's go. To go immediately ham, but oh, the 11k crit, you love to see it. Oh no, just kill him, fuck the technicians, let the mages take care of it. Seriously though, let the mages take care of it, come on. In this specific scenario, I would definitely be an advocate of just like, just go ahead and Shadow Bolt the Warlord or the Overseer, you'll be fine. But don't listen to me. I'm also a massive DPS whore who's telling you very, very, very naughty things. So should probably be a contributing raid member and actually just AoE the text first. But I'm just saying, if I see a Shadow Bolt, I'm a warlock there. I'm gonna let the mages take care of the text. They'll be fine. If you want to see more of SalvDali, you're gonna have to subscribe to my OnlyFans. Exclamation point OnlyFans coming soon. Alright, yeah, he's arcane. Ugh, get that weak shit out of here. One thing I haven't noticed, as far as I can tell, you don't really have like an arcane and nature one, do you? Or am I just not seeing them? For juicy wanding of the arcane vault guys? Oh, you do, never mind. I'm just blind. I'm assuming you have a, is it the BWL trash wand you're using? What's it called? The one with MP 55 on it, the Essence Gatherer. Ooh, look at those wand crits. Juicy. Okay, it's not quite an 11k Shadow Bolt, but you know, Arcane Wand hitting for 428. Yeah, we'll take what we can get here. Is it not worth trying to use toe up on these trash pulls? If he was trying to min-max, he could, but whatever. I'm not going to be like, you're not using your toe up every time it's off cooldown on trash. What are you doing? Garbage player. Garbage warlock. Delete your toe up immediately. You don't deserve to have it. It's fine. The thing about on-use trinkets for like tech packs, especially like if they die as fast as they do in Onslaught, you're probably not really going to be able to get enough just like casts off to make it worth it. Because like generally speaking, the Worm Guards, like as a mage, for example, if I have toe up equipped, I might get 3 Frost Bolts off before it dies, like on an Overseer. So if you're trying to go for that max juicy crit, then sure, you can use toe up or ZHC, but overall, it's probably more beneficial for your overall DPS just to pop like use Eye of the Beast or Briarwood. Mages? Let's not, please. Let's not do that. Oh, there we go. That's a shadow guy. Pop your toe up. Oh, no. Oh, the juicy 13k crit. You'll love to see it. Oh. 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 You know, overall, playing a caster in vanilla is not going to be nearly as... I guess... Well, let me rephrase this. Overall, like playing a warrior or playing a rogue is going to allow you to pump harder DPS overall wise, but man, for these specific guys in VWL, for these specific pulls, as long as you hold your dick and let your tanks establish threat at the start, man, as a mage, there is nothing more satisfying than seeing that juicy 12k Frost Bolt land on these guys, no doubt about it. I still love mage rating. Even if I will admit that I think maybe I prefer warrior rating a little bit more, I still will always have a special place in my heart for mage rating, especially during this section of VWL. This section as a mage is so much fun. Terrifying, but also really fun. All right. Just wait till Thaddeus. The thing about Thaddeus, though, as a fire mage especially, god damn, that's quite scary. Oh, don't do the jump pull. Oh, no. I think I've harped enough a million times as to why doing this jump pull right here is bad, but please don't do this. Please do not pull this way. Don't pull even rock this way. Don't get your tank one shot at the start of this fight, please. Just say no. We clicking our ZHC here? Come on now. Let's bind our trinkets, please. Trinket doesn't even have to be on like some super premium bind, because generally speaking, you're not popping your trinket like during some sort of like really reactive situation, but I'd try to squeeze in some sort of keybind for trinket, just so that way you don't have to find it on your screen. Like, I'll be honest, as a caster, is it vital that you keybind something like a trinket? No. It's not as essential as something like a melee class. I'll admit straight up. So if like, are you in reality for most fights losing any sort of DPS by clicking your ZHC here? Admittedly, no, you're not. But it's just good practice in general, just to keep on all of the shit you're gonna use in raid. Like, for example, I guess, like, on Chromag, for example, like, oh, you see the Bolton just swapped the Shadow. Oh, shit, okay, gotta pop my cooldowns, gotta pop my shit right now, right? Like, you don't really, at that point, want to be able to, like, all right, where's my mouse? Let me find it. All right, here we go. Let me click my ZHC real quick. Okay, popped it. All right, now let's go ham on Chromag. Ideally, you just see the Shadow Bolton instantly react, press your ZHC keybind, and just start landing those juicy 16k Shadow Bolts, right? Just use item rack? Yeah, that works too. As long as you're not using item rack to swap out, like, weapons, you can do shit like trinkets, sure. Your MT pops last stand on pull for this boss. He doesn't even have to if you just pull it properly. The only reason why some guilds find these pulls, like of these drakes, really scary is just because they'll do shit like this, where they'll jump pull Even Rock, and then Even Rock will chunk your tank for like 10k at the start of the fight because he's gonna thrash. Just say no to jump pulling Even Rock. Just say no to ranged pulling Even Rock in general. Please just body pull him. Yeah, so as juicy as those Warlock Shadow Bolt crits are, watching a fight like this reminds me why, like, not that desperate to play one, though. Just because these partial resists and the misses are painful. Did you not get PI'd on this fight? Because I know you popped. Maybe you're saying, like, I guess maybe you're saving toe up for Flame Gore and you're going to use PI for that. Oh, okay. I think I called it. Okay, yeah. Are you guys going to pull Flame Gore down? Why? Literally no reason to fight Flame Gore, like, by pulling him down. Even Rock, if you really want to do it, then fine. I don't love it, but like if you want to pull Even Rock down into the boomer traditional spot, so be it. But Flame Gore, there's literally no reason to not just fight him up top where he stands. Dragging him down is just such a giant waste of time. Also, we're taking forever to pull here. Somebody banned this run on Warcraft logs. They're taking way too long between Flame Gore. They're clearly waiting on cooldowns right now. This is ridiculous. This run needs to be... Oh, please don't jump again. Don't do it. No, why? No, please don't. Oh. Like, especially there. Like, what the fuck is the point of doing the jump there as a tank on Flame Gore? Like, oops. Flame Gore, you just run this way, right? You just run down the ramp. Why run over here and then jump down? Literally no point. Just, such a massive waste of time. Feels bad. The only reason you do it on Even Rock is Even Rock starts over here, so the tank just pulls him and just jumps off. But like, pulling Flame Gore, just, I don't know, run down the ramp. Or just ideally, like I said, just fight him up top where he is. Like, why were you just pulling him down in the first place? Anyways, cooldowns, let's go. See that PI. Priest, where is it? There it is, a little late. One thing I wasn't looking at super closely is how fast did Fairy Fire go up? Looks like, I mean, Fairy Fire's up right now, so that's fine, but... yeah, looks fine. Okay. Assuming it goes up, like, close to now. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so really it seems like Fairy Fire was mostly just a problem at the start of this run. Looks like it got better later on. It's good at least. How do we pull them? You have a hunter do it and jump off? Yeah, don't do... Okay, so... jeez. Like I said, I've beat this topic to death literally every time I've done a raid review, so I'm not going to do it again just because I'm pretty sure most of chat already knows what I'm about to say. But basically, you don't want to pull... Even Rock and Flame Gore like this because they have the thrash mechanic very similar to what like Princess and Mardon has. I'm gonna link a clip in Twitch chat if you want to hear my full explanation on it. But as to how we do it, I'll show you one of our more recent runs and show you, well, ideally a way you should probably do it, to be honest. Let's find, I guess Syntax's raid from yesterday is fine. I think for most, I think honestly, like, I don't really care what guild you're in. I don't really see a reason not to just do it the way we do. Especially for Flame Gore, but even for Evan Rock for that matter. Yeah, you use Hunter Pets to pull and eat the Thrash. Who says you have to take a Thrash in the first place? Like, why are we taking Thrashes? Like, why is that something that's necessary? It's not. Here's what we do. We just have our main tank, Alkaiser Triangle. He just runs straight in. Picks up Evan Rock, and boom, you start the fight. No thrashes at all, just because if you just body pull Evan Rock immediately like that, then Evan Rock doesn't have time to build up extra attacks. Evan Rock doesn't have time to store extra attacks because he's just immediately attacking the tank from the get-go. Just fight Evan Rock up here. Like, you don't have to like do silly shit like, you know, the tank jumps down, you wait for Evan Rock to come all the way down. Like, wait till he's in position. Just immediately start going ham. And of course, Flame Gore is just the exact same way, and that Evan Rock dies, and then cool, and you just, once again, no need to pull Flame Gore down. You just run straight in Flame Gore, tank picks it up, boom. Just immediately start going in. Yes, the only risk, there is an inherent risk in that if a wing buffet, like if a rogue wing buffet hits people in a weird direction, you could potentially aggro like the next trash pack or Flame Gore if you're fighting Evan Rock. So that is a risk, but as long as your tanks know what they're doing, as long as the tanks are competent and know how to properly position themselves for the wing buffet, there's no reason why literally any guild can't do this. traditional strategy for doing the Drakes, I think, holds a lot of guilds back. A lot of guilds just pull Flame Gore and the Ebon Rock down just because it's the traditional way to do it, but the traditional way works. It's just, it's... In 2020, when, like, this game has been min-maxed to death, there's really no reason why you have to play it so safe and pull both the Drakes down to where they are. Like back in the good old days of 2005s, when the Drakes were taking 4 minutes apiece, and you had to make sure, like, oh, you know, wait for 3 Sunders before you start DPSing, and then sure, you can do silly shit like pull the Drakes down just to be extra cautious. But in 2020, this game is not hard enough to the point where you need to be that cautious, to be honest. Does Onslaught plan on competing in the no world buffs category in Warcraft logs? God. I spurred out about this hard on yesterday's first stream of the day, so I'm not gonna, or I guess the only stream yesterday, so I'm not gonna, or I guess it was Saturday stream, I guess I ranted on that. I really hope that category just isn't added in general. I don't know if it is being added, but if you know what, I don't want to even talk about this again because people got super salty about it last time. I'm gonna give you a no on that one, dog. We're not gonna be competing on the no world buff categories. No, thank you. If we do, I will unironically try to find myself a new guild. I'm not interested in playing in a guild that competes in the no world buff category. No, thank you. There's a raid where like 7 people died here because a caster pulled thread. Yeah, don't do that, please. Okay, yeah. Let's get to Chromac, please. All right, everybody, make sure everyone has their sand. Make sure we summoned all the raiders. Okay, make sure everyone's in position. All right, let's do a ready check. Okay, here's the full timer. Ugh. Look, I get it. You're not speedrunning. You're not trying to go as fast as possible. It's fine. But just to me, at least, this would hurt my soul right now. Like your world buffs are taking. You're just standing here doing nothing. This is kind of what led me to ultimately being the tryhard that I am, just because I just realized when I was back in the earlier days when I wasn't in as much of a tryhard guild, I just remember like periods of time like this would hurt my soul just because you'd be standing here for no good reason. All right, so are we going ham here? I've been given some potential spoilers that you might have a pretty good Chromac right here. Let's see if that's actually the case. Oh, careful now, careful. Another case where, like, I know you've been just clicking your wands out of your bags. Just put your wands on your bars. Since you still have plenty of open bar space, just put that shit on your bar so that way you don't have to open your bag every time you want to swap wand. Yeah, please. Time lapse. Oh, should probably consider taking that, but okay, whatever. Look at that barrel tank. What a god. Want me to review a dad guild 2-hour BWL clear? I generally try to review based on what sort of guild it seems like. I realize this is not like a speedrunning guild, so I'm not trying to say, oh yeah, you should be pulling this faster and the hunter should be ahead here, and oh, you could have pulled this faster, and oh, you could have killed this tech pack faster. Like, I get it, they're not trying to speedrun, so. Like, if you watched me review a dad guild, like, I wouldn't like rip them to shreds just because like, oh, how dare they take 9 minutes between each pull. Like, I get it. Not all guilds try to go as fast as possible. Oh, Shadowbone, cooldowns, let's go. Here we go. Oh baby, come on, let's see it. Oh, the 14k crit. Oh, 9. Oh man, if that had crit, that'd have been 18k. No. Oh, that was juicy, but man, it could have been even better. Okay, you did take that time lapse, probably for the best, yeah. It's nature. How underwhelming. Still though, yeah, unlucky on RNG on crits there. Oh man, if only that 9k Shadowball would have crit. That'd have been a dream right there. Oh, CTS, neat. All right, head into Neff. Let's do it. All right, yeah. Let's forgot to do something with the boomkin? Yeah, you were like giving some sort of like juicy preview as to like boomkin shenanigans, but I've yet to see them. I'm confused. All right, we're starting up Neff. Do you guys do it so like you have just all the Neff ads like stacked right here? I don't love it, but okay. Let's see if we make it work. This UI kind of hurts your eyes. I mean, the mini map's a little excessive. And I don't really love the buffs like above the character frame. Those are my two major gripes. It's not terrible though. I don't hate it. I agree, it's a little busy, but it's mostly just this. This is mostly what kind of hurts my eyes. Like the minimap being enormous doesn't help either, but I've seen worse, let's put it that way. I guess the point of maybe killing like the Neff phase 1 ads here is that so that way you're just closer to Neff when he lands. I mean, it works, looks like, so I mean, it's fine. As a melee though, I would know I'd have a really hard time holding my dick. I just want to go immediately ham as the mobs are running in. I wouldn't want to wait for them to get to me, but is there a sign up or something to get my raid reviewed? All you have to do is literally just hit me up on Discord. Just DM me on Discord. Exclamation point Discord in the chat. And just as long as you just send in a either a YouTube video or a Twitch highlight, ideally. Like if you send in a Twitch past broadcast, that's not ideal just because sometimes the VOD will expire before I get to it. As long as you send me that and the associated Warcraft logs with the run, I don't charge money or any dumb sellout shit like that. Like I don't make you sub or anything like that. So as long as you just DM me the logs and the video on Discord, then I'll put you in queue. I've got about a 2 to 3 week queue at the moment, so you just got to keep in mind if you do want me to review your raid and you submit it, it's probably usually going to be about 2 or 3 weeks, like I said, until I actually review your raid. But yeah, simple as that. And I'll review any VOD, regardless of whether it's a Fury POV, Mage POV, or any other class. Keep in mind, if you are not a Fury Warrior or you're not a Mage, my insight into how you play like your individual class is going to be somewhat limited, just because I've never try-harded on any class besides those two. But I can still give insight like I'm giving overall right here, where it's just like overall raid insight and very, I guess, casual Warlock insight. All right, Neff, a very difficult fight as a caster. A lot of skill involved in this one. A lot of Shadow Bolts being cast. Notice you use toe up over ZHC here. Yeah, I mean, that's not ideal, but it depends on how long your Neff takes. Like, I was looking at your Neff kill time. It's like, it's a little over 2 minutes. So in theory, toe up might actually be optimal in this fight, just because like if you can use toe up twice, had you used toe up at the very, very start of the pull here, which did you? Here's that. Am I the GM of Onslaught? Nah, I'm just a filthy pleb in Onslaught. Nothing special. Okay, so now, yeah, use your toe up here. Like, knowing your Neff kill time here, it's 2 minutes. I would have wanted to have seen you just pop it at the very start of the fight, because had you popped toe up at the very start, it would have meant that it would have come up again later in the fight. So, like, that's the thing about toe up and ZHC. For most fights in general, ZHC is going to be superior just because it adds more damage when you pop it compared to toe up. Like, not by much, but by a tiny bit. But if you're in this sort of flux zone of a fight time between like about 1 minute and 45 seconds to a little over 2 minutes, then toe up is actually better, because then you can use toe up twice in a fight, whereas ZHC has a 2 minute cooldown instead of 1.5 minutes, so you could only use it once. So you were waiting for, I get maybe waiting for Shadow Bolt stacks. I'm sure that's a thing as a Warlock, but ideally speaking, if you know for a fact your fight's going to be right around 2 minutes, then you want to try to pop your toe up as soon as possible, just to make sure that it comes up later in the fight again. Oh, having to use GCDs for tapping though feels bad, man. Use your demonic rune. I guess maybe you're saving your lip for a phase 3 for a sapper? You did, okay. Was that right there? Oh, that was holy water you just tossed. How many did you hit with that holy water? Ooh, ooh, juicy. Nice. Class calls are a physical debuff, correct? Yes. Do you think that pre-lipping would allow you to avoid it? I don't know. That's a good question. I've never tried, to be honest. I'm not sure. The problem is, like, you don't know which class call is coming, so, like, what, you just pre-lip a class call in hopes that it's going to be your class? Otherwise, you just waste a lip for nothing? I don't love the thought of doing that. You did get to use your taupe a second time, but it was a little bit late at this point. Neff's going to die before your taupe expires. Let's see how many... I am curious. How did he do in this Neff? How many did he hit with that? That holy water hit... Ooh, 41 targets for 50k in that holy water. Feels good, man. Wow. I really need to start using holy water on my mage. Like, that's obviously why you guys killed the dragonkin the way you did, so they were all stacked up in one giant pile. We don't bother with that, we just have them run in staggered, so we can't really hit both packs at the same time with the holy water, but yeah, 50k holy water, that's pretty fucking juicy. Wow. Anyways, you get some infernals here at the end, but you're finishing off Neff, and yeah. Ugh, juicy Neff parse. Did you top Neff with that holy water plus like the amount of crits you were getting there? I mean, like yeah. How'd you do in Neff overall? Ooh, baby, look at that 99. What a god. Oh, damn, 1100 DPS as a warlock in Neff. Juicy. Ooh. Ooh, what a luxury. I think you fucked up with taupe and PI this fight. I wasn't watching super closely, but yeah, I never really saw the PI go out, which kind of sucks. Nice. Show load. What's the load? I want to see load. Show it. We got... Show. Oh, no. Come on. Gotta show the loot. Bro, you don't fucking cock tease us like this. Oh, not like this. Can I not see the loot? This raid review is a complete waste and we don't know Neff loot. We go for our sick RP here at the end. Oh, here we go. Okay. We got press doors. Garbage. Okay. Rogue loot. No one cares. Yeah, saffron scale boots. The real prize here. The guild picture. Yeah, I'm not really sure what we're doing here. Little guild RP event. That's cool. That's cool if that's your thing. Wow. Okay. And so there we go. So yeah, overall, you bumped this raid. Obviously, you were going hard. Do we not do phase 1 ads right after Neff phase 3 positioning? No, we don't. We just kill them in the cave, like we do the more traditional way. I agree. It'd be kind of nice to be able to do it where these guys did it, just because it'd be kind of nice to be able to get that juicy AoE off. I think the reason we kill them in the cave is that we just usually just prio killing Neff as quickly as possible. So if you kill them in the cave, we generally speaking can kill Neff before the ads reach us, so it just means that we can murk Neff like down specifically as fast as possible. For like juicy parsing, yeah, I agree. It would be sort of nice to kill them more in the position that they killed them right here, just so that you can get that juicy sapper or juicy holy water off. But I don't see us doing that anytime soon. I don't see us. I don't see Faye wanting us to do that anytime soon. So I'm not going to get my hopes up, unfortunately. I don't control those sort of decisions. And if I whine about it, I'll just be like, shut up, DPS whore. No one cares. So anyways, how'd you do overall? Like, just overall damage-wise? You got... Ooh, 3rd overall as a warlock. Damn, son, you kicked ass. You obviously had a juicy Neff, and then I'm pretty sure a juicy Chromag as well, right? Yeah, he topped Chromag, so that obviously helps. But still, you're doing. If you're in 3rd place, like with all these melee pumpers as a warlock, damn, you're doing something right. Good stuff. Good stuff. Cool. I think you're like overall, like I can't really judge your warlock gameplay all that heavily. It seems like you're doing just fine, honestly. I don't think there's too many things I can really say you fucked up all that badly. I'd say your guild overall could just serve to pull the Drakes a little bit better. That's my only critique. Like, I get you're speed running, so I'm not going to try to say, like, oh, you should have pulled faster here, but, like, at least pull the Drakes in a way that doesn't get your tank thrashed at the start of each fun, or at the start of each fight, ideally. I think the Broodlord position could also be improved. I think pulling Broodlord to the more traditional spot is kind of outdated at this point. And I'd pull in more just the spot that, like, you saw in the last raid review, and that the spot in which Onslaught tanks him. Razorgore's fine. Veil, just, well, I mean, get your Fairy Fire up. Like, in general, just to get Fairy Fire up at the start of each fight, please. Don't wait until 28 seconds into the fight to Fairy Fire Veil. Please. Oh. Your poor melee. Definitely want to make sure your melee, by the way, prio sundering the Hatchers in the suppression room. The Sunders were pretty poor. I mean, so was the Fairy Fire, to be honest, in suppression room. Make sure you get full armor pen up on the Hatchers as quickly as possible. Tech packs, like, for the way that your guild's doing them, I guess is fine. I don't love the particular way that you guys did tech packs, but as long as you do it cleanly, then that's fine. And so melee don't get knocked far from Blast Wave. That's part of it, yes, and it also just means that people can position themselves at the start of the fight faster. Like, instead of ranged, like if we go back to Broodlord here, A, so it's yes, like the melee don't get knocked off into Narnia, which is nice, but then B, it means at the start of Broodlord, did we already do Broodlord? Hold on, back up. Okay, so it means at the start of Broodlord, when you pull here, it means that as a ranged, you don't have to run all the way over here. Like, you're running, okay, you're running, get my shit up, all right, get in range, get the curse up, and now you start DPSing from here. Instead, if you pull Broodlord to the position I was talking about, you just, as a range, you just run around the corner here, just position yourself up against this wall back here, and you just immediately start DPSing. You don't have to run all the way over here. And then it's more applicable for healers, so they can just start healing the tank faster, because the healers can basically just get in position instantly at the start of the fight instead of having to move and position themselves at the start, which means that really the healers can only use like instant casts and like shields and shit. And then yeah, and then the melee can stand against this wall back here and not get knocked super far off in this direction, ideally. Fire Maul was fine. Drakes, like I said, just pulled them differently, ideally. Chromag was fine. Nef was fine. You take Broodlord with all the tanks with their backs to the gate? I don't really like that either. I mean, the reason why this position, in my opinion, is best is because the tanks can tank Broodlord with their backs against this little wall right here, and then the melee can have their backs against this wall, so when Blast Wave goes out, nobody gets knocked into Narnia. The problem with like tanking, if like the tanks have their backs to the gate like this, that just still means that like if Broodlord's here, then the melee DPS will be like in a circle around here, and they're still going to get knocked back like all the way back over here. The reason why this spot's so nice is that nobody gets knocked back super far. That's why most guilds use that spot nowadays. So, overall, nice run. I mean, you specifically went ham. Juicy DMF weak bars. Ooh. Ooh. Good stuff, good stuff. All right, kids. Well, I'd say that's all for the raid review. Those were two fun ones. I enjoyed those. It was kind of refreshing to be able to use a Warlock POV. Never get to review anything outside of mostly Warriors, honestly. Every now and then I get the occasional Mage, but I will say, like, as much as I like to shit on Warlocks on the stream, I will say I can see the appeal. Landing those juicy 3K, 4K, 5K Shadow Bolts is pretty satisfying to watch. No doubt about it. So, like I was saying earlier, if you want me to do a raid review just like I did in the style of these ones right here, just hit me up on Discord. You can do !Discord in the chat. That's a place where you can join my Discord, and then you can, besides see me post stream news, stream announcements, blah, 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 anytime I go live, I'll ping people. You can also hit me up then directly through there and submit your VOD if you want your VOD review just like this. Otherwise, I'll be back later tonight. Second stream of the night is going to be starting at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, which is 3 o'clock Central European Time. It's DMF week. We're raiding tonight. Tank top is on. I'm just saying. And hopefully tonight should be a fun one, boys. And hopefully, I guess your DMF weeks this as well go well. I realize like everybody gets to do their juicy DMF week raid this week. So if you're doing yours tonight or tomorrow, GL to all. Whip says you're going to record a lock POV this weekend. If it goes well, you submit it. Sounds good, dude. I better see at least 26K Shadow Bolts or I'll be very, very disappointed. Anyways, yeah, no problem, Linum. That was a fun one. So, all right. I think I have some lunch and a nap in my future before tonight's stream. So appreciate you guys hanging out. Appreciate you guys keeping chat lively as always. And if you're NA, have a good rest of the afternoon. If you're EU, have a good rest of the night. And I will catch you guys later tonight for the raid stream. Bye. For a minute. As a druid, nobody gives a flying fuck about your slow ass heals. No one gives a flying fuck about your hots that are gonna buff cap the tank. No one cares about your sick fucking feral DPS on. As a druid, nobody. I guess maybe he started frost bolting maybe a little bit too early here. Probably frost bolted the wrong mob. Oh, you know what it is. Okay, so this guy aggro's on the hunter right here. You can see the hunter is just going like multi-shot, 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 and then he realizes like, oh shit, I fucked up. Oh, and then he chooses to feign right there. And so this guy just immediately turns around and murks the mage standing right next to him. Yikes, dude. As a hunter, like, come on now. Fucking hunters, am I right? So, rip Chili Palmer. I guess